On Osrc News at 7, Governor Ayedatiwa at Special Women's Summit charges parents to caution children and words as governorship election approaches. Towards empowering youth, Ondo State government plans creation of new technical schools. Head-on collision claims 14 lives. And from the foreign scene, anti-government protesters return to Kenya streets, demand resignation of President Ruto. Thank you very much for joining us tonight on the news at 7 on Osrc television. I am Oyewumi Ayinibara. Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa says his commitment to women inclusiveness and governance at all levels is unwavering. Ayedatiwa at a special women's summit by National Council for Women's Societies reassured of his administration's readiness to promote and sustain policies and programs that impart the state and the people positively. The governor, who charged women in the state to caution their words against being used by desperate politicians to disrupt the forthcoming governorship election, reaffirmed his dedication to good governance.
It must remind you of something, that you want to secure future for your children and the children unborn. This your voter's card will help you to eradicate all forms of discrimination and violence against women. Let me tell you, when you have the voter's card, we are majority.
This event will go a long way to further encourage our women and fire their inspirations to contribute their own quota to nation building using Ondo State as a platform. The scripture says, a wise woman build a home, and when the home is built, the nation is also being built. But the other one, full house down, and I know you are all wise women, building your homes and building the nation. Permit me to acknowledge the tremendous progress and contributions that women have made over the years. You have come of age and you now make waves in various endeavors of life, including medicine, engineering, finance, architecture, law, aviation, politics, governance, and a host of others. We have a lot of women pilots already. You have demonstrated tremendous impact even in areas otherwise erroneously thought to be the exclusive preserve of the male gender. You are everywhere. It is commendable that you are breaking new ground, not just in Nigeria, but all across the globe. I salute your courage, resilience, and focus.
Governor of Ondo State Lucky Ayedatiwa was speaking there at the NCWS and also Women Inclusiveness in Governance. Ondo State government will soon create 2 new technical schools and rehabilitate the old ones towards empowering youth in the state. The state governor, Lucky Aiyedatiwa, was speaking at the 2024 World Youth Skill Day in Akure, Ondo State capital. Government House correspondent Zemo Ebiemi was there, and the report is presented from our studios.
July 15 every year is designated as the World Youth Skill Day by the United Nations Assembly through the 2014 Declaration. The day is meant to celebrate younger generation as partners in societal development. It is an avenue to recognize the importance of skill acquisition as a means of empowerment and job creation in Ondo State. The World Youth Skill Day, with the theme Skill for Peace and Development, brought together youth from the 18 local government areas of the state. Ondo State Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa, represented by his deputy, Dr. Olaide Adelami, urged the youth to change their mindset and look inwards as the white-collar jobs are no more available in society.
It is a testament of facts today that one of the fundamental global challenges facing the youth is unemployment and underemployment. Many youths are doing what they are not supposed to do. This has been one of the factors likely responsible for their involvement in all shades of social crises. This is further compounded by improper mindset and misguided value. There is therefore an urgent need to change this negative narrative.
According to the governor, 2 new technical schools would be established, while existing ones would be given facelift.
It is my belief that the solution to these challenges lies in the appropriate value reorientation and the need to put in place structures and systems to assist our youth in acquiring high-quality skills to positively contribute to a productive economy. I am therefore thrilled to note the theme for this year's World Youth Skill Day celebration: Youth Skills for Peace and Development. The theme is aimed at recognizing and promoting the importance of equipping young people with skills for entrepreneurship, employment, and decent jobs.
The Ondo State Commissioner for Youth and Sport Development, Mr. Saka Yusuf Ogunleye, represented by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Mrs. Tolu Adeyemi, said government would continue to do everything possible in ensuring that the youths are well empowered in the state.
The current trend in youth population growth has significantly affected the socio-economic policies and agenda of the country. This, amongst others, has amplified the need to acquire high-quality skills to positively contribute to a productive economy, thus creating access to the labor market.
The event also featured the inauguration of One Youth, One Skill scheme towards ensuring that the teeming youths in the society are engaged.
Experts have reacted to recent building collapse reported across Nigeria, challenging building owners, governments and professionals to play their part for a lasting solution. Chairman, Nigerian Institute of Architects Ondo State Chapter, Adetunji Bello, and the State Chairman, Nigerian Institute of Engineer in Ondo State, Razak Ejibono, while speaking with Osrc, frowned at the incident which has become frequent in the country. According to them, governments must work together with the stakeholders to ensure that quackery becomes a thing of the past.
We have seasoned professionals in the built environment, but the problem is that they are not being patronized. They patronize people that we refer to as quacks, both in all professions. Maybe in architecture, as an architect, as a quack architect, or there is a quack in that profession. Even in engineering, we have quacks. Even in conduit survey, we have quacks. So people patronize quacks more than the professionals. We saw some things that are not working well. Then we are trying to book an appointment with the governor, our able governor, Aiyedatiwa. Once we are able to meet him, and I know he has a listening ear, he will listen to us. We don't pray for such thing in Ondo State. And I know as far as we are here, as professionals, qualified professionals, will not allow any building collapse with the help of the government.
Until all hands are on deck, on the government side, as an association, on individuals, and things like that. You know, it is the government that enforces law. If the government can, put the law down, which is in existence, and they enforce it, and then there is monitoring. One thing is for somebody to have a law and to enforce it, and then there's a monitoring agency to make sure that they are carrying out all this and everything is working as it should be. So my counsel is, whether it is government or individuals, they should patronize professionals. Every professional has an input when it comes to building, when it comes to bridges, when it comes to road. It's not just like somebody selling banana or granite on the roadside. Every professional, and one thing, even among professionals, as a structural engineer, I cannot take the job of an architect. Everybody should know his boundary.
Building collapse is not rampant in Ondo State, but necessary actions must be taken to avoid the tragedy. You're still watching Osrc News at 7. After the break, head-on collision claims 14 lives in Jigawa. Please do rejoin us.
Hey, it's Kilo. How are you guys on? Farabale. 1,000. We go wash play tire. Farabale now.
Madam, hello lowo wa.
Brother, na 3,005.
Màá fún yín ní owó pé káàdì Glo ẹlẹ́gbẹ̀rún 10,000.
Oh yeah.
Bring your phone.
Ha! 10,000.
10,000. People now wow. 1,000 naira credit. Now you turn to 10,000.
No. All of us don't know about Glo Berekete. Ní ìlọ́po mẹ́wàá nísìnyí.
Ṣé o ti gbọ́? Ìlọ́po mẹ́wàá ló máa gbà lórí iyekíye tó o bá rà sórí ohun ìpè Glo Berekete 10 times rẹ.
I told you. Now what go tell?
You are welcome back. You can watch us live on our website www.osrc.ng or follow us on Facebook at OSRC TV. And on YouTube, you can subscribe to our channel OSRC TV Ondo. President Bola Tinubu will again meet with labor leaders on Thursday to reach a consensus on a new minimum wage, just as the Association of Local Government of Nigeria demanded a new revenue formula in favor of the 774 local government areas in the country. Minister of Information and National Orientation Mohammed Idris said Tinubu would hold a follow-up meeting with the labor leaders in continuation of his consultation with the stakeholders. An amendment bill to the budget would thereafter be transmitted to the National Assembly after a consensus had been reached on a new minimum wage. Last Thursday, the President and labor leaders held a meeting, but no conclusive figure on a new minimum wage was reached, and the session was adjourned until Thursday. The tripartite committee on the new national minimum wage had submitted 2 separate figures to the President following a disagreement among the stakeholders. While the government team and the organized private sector proposed 62,000 naira, organized labor demanded 250,000 naira. The federal government has assured Nigerians that the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway projects will be timely completed, saying rainfall will affect the pace of work. Federal Controllers of Works in Lagos State, Olukorede Keisha, gave the assurance in Lagos, noting that heavy rain can naturally slow construction progress, but the Federal Ministry of Works is committed to ensuring the project is delivered as scheduled. Mrs. Keisha added that the contractors have been instructed to work diligently to ensure the project met its design and completion deadline. According to her, the project is vital to the federal government as it is listed as one of the flagship projects of the President Bola Tinubu's administration due to its significant benefit to the region. Minister of Works Dave Umahi had said the 700-kilometer Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway construction will take 8 years to complete, pegging the cost at the cost of 4 billion naira per kilometer. The newly appointed heads of local government administration have been tasked to lead with vision, integrity, and accountability to ensure effective service delivery. Chairman, Local Government Service Commission Femi Idris gave the charge at a one-day induction and training organized for the newly appointed officials of the local government and local council development areas of Ondo State. Joy Pius reports that the attendees dwelled on the theme towards building and managing effective team, crisis management, leadership, and administration.
The 47 newly appointed heads of local government administration in Ondo State converged for an induction and training program organized by the Ondo State Local Government Service Commission. In the welcome address, Permanent Secretary of the Commission, Dr. Bayo Ilawole, noted that leadership is all about service, charging the officers to prioritize inclusive decision-making and embrace continuous learning and capacity building.
It is necessary that before we deploy them to take action as is expected and guided by rules and regulations, we must also refreshing their brain and give them specific instructions on what to do. To whom much is given, much is expected. And in as much as our actions are guided by rules and regulations, as a commission, we are to leverage, not only leverage, give specific instruction to our own staffs and tell them what is expected of them, and that is exactly why we are here.
Chairman of the Commission, Femi Idris, congratulated the newly inducted officers, highlighting their pivotal roles in the local government of Ondo State.
You are embarking on a journey that will enhance your skills and knowledge in building and managing effective teams, crisis management, and administration. These skills are essential to drive progress and development in our local government. Your ability to build and manage effective teams, manage crises, and administer your local governments effectively will shape the lives of our citizens and the future of our communities.
In his keynote address, the head of service, Bayo Philip, encouraged the officers to be good ambassadors and make a difference in their area of jurisdiction.
The Commission no doubt has appointed you based on your competence and dedication. Now it is time to apply your expertise in fulfilling your duties and responsibilities in your respective areas of assignment. As newly appointed administrators, you will face significant responsibilities anchored on high expectations. I am, however, confident that with the right mindset, skills, commitment, and teamwork, you will deliver.
For the participants, they were equipped with knowledge and skills to effectively transform the local government administration of Ondo State. Joy Pius, Osrc News.
A high court of the Federal Capital Territory has refused an application by former Governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, to permission to travel to the United Kingdom for a medical checkup. Emefiele is being prosecuted by Economic and Financial Crimes Commission on amended 20-count charge bordering on procurement fraud, obtained by pretense and forgery while he held sway as governor of the Apex Bank. At the resumed hearing on the application for medical leave, the trial judge, Justice Amza Muhazu, held that Emefiele failed to supply sufficient reasons to show that the medical trip was essential and unavoidable. Justice Muhazu, while denying Emefiele's request, said he failed to show the court a copy of the medical appointment or invitation from the United Kingdom he claimed invited him for a medical checkup despite stating he will be away from July 28 to September 10. The judge said although the court has the power to exercise its discretion, it might be a little too much of a request for Emefiele to ask because he is standing trial in 3 different courts in FCT and Lagos for various charges. The Jigawa police commanders confirmed the death of 14 passengers following a fatal motor accident at Kanyan Market in Jigawa State. 4 others were also reported injured in the automobile crash. The government's public relations officer, Lawan Adam, confirmed the incident, stressing that the driver of one of the affected vehicles refused to stop for immigration officers at a checkpoint. Instead, veered into another lane and collided head-on with a truck. Adam said 14 passengers were certified dead in hospital, while those injured are currently receiving medical attention. And now we move to the foreign scene. Anti-government protesters in Kenya have returned to the streets, stepping up demands for President William Ruto to resign despite his recent concessions. One man was shot dead during a confrontation between protesters and security forces on the outskirts of the capital. In central Nairobi, shops have been closed as police fire tear gas to disperse hundreds of demonstrators. The protest began last month against an unpopular tax bill, which has since been withdrawn by the president. Gambia's parliament has rejected a bill that would have ended a ban on female genital mutilation. According to the parliament speaker, this bill had passed a second reading in March, with only 5 out of 53 lawmakers voting against it. Adirunke Kolawole has the detail.
The bill has sparked a public debate around the practice in the Muslim majority country. The lawmaker who took the proposal to parliament, Hama Gibar, said, "In religion, culture and tradition," but many Islamic scholars dispute his argument. The World Health Organization says FGMs has no health benefit and can lead to excessive bleeding, psychological problems, and even death. An anti-FGM campaigner said the 2015 law banning the practice in Gambia had been poorly enforced, which the government denied. The bill had passed a second reading in March with only 5 out of 53 lawmakers voting against it. That had raised concern among rights advocates that Gambia would become the first country in the world to reverse a ban on FGM. But after holding weeks of public hearings, Parliament Health and Gender Affairs Committee presented a joint report on July 8, recommending that Gambia maintain the ban. A majority of lawmakers adopted that report. Political analysts said they may have been swayed by testimonies from doctors and survivors about FGM's harmful consequences. Parliament voted again ahead of a third and final reading scheduled for later this month. Around 30 lawmakers voted against each clause, prompting the Speaker, Fakabri Tongbon Jatta, to stop the bill and moving forward to the final reading. Jatta said it was a futile exercise to allow the bill to proceed. Adirunke Kolawole, Osrc News.
The motive behind a 20-year-old gunman's attempt on the life of Donald Trump remained a mystery, with the suspect having been shot dead and the FBI unable to identify an ideology that may have driven him to attack the former president. The FBI has taken the lead in an investigation of the shooting at a campaign rally in Pennsylvania that wounded the former president, overshadowing his November 5 election rematch with President Joe Biden. Blessing Obe has more.
The head of the U.S. Secret Service on Monday defended the agency's response after a would-be assassin opened fire at a Donald Trump rally over the weekend, killing one person and injuring the former president. In a statement, agency director Kimberly Chitto said, quote, "Secret Service personnel on the ground moved quickly during the incident with our counter-sniper team neutralizing the shooter and our agents implementing protective measures to ensure the safety of former President Donald Trump." The gunman was shot dead by agents moments after opening fire. The Secret Service, which is responsible for protecting president and former presidents, has been under intense scrutiny since Saturday's shooting in Butler, Pennsylvania, outside of Pittsburgh. U.S. President Joe Biden ordered independent review of how the government could have come so close to killing or severely wounding Trump, despite the heavy security provided by the Secret Service. Chido said the agency will participate fully in the probes. On Sunday, the Secret Service's coordinator for the Republican National Convention, which opened Monday in Milwaukee, said the agency was confident in a security plan.
We're not anticipating any changes to our operational security plans for this event.
But Shido said on Monday the agency has implemented changes to Trump's security details since Saturday to ensure his protection during the convention and the remainder of the campaign. Blessing Obi, Osrc News.
And now to sport. Kylian Mbappe has been officially unveiled as a Real Madrid player in the Spanish capital. The French striker, who had completed his medical earlier, signed a 5-year contract and was handed number 9 shirt by club president Florentino Perez. Although his new teammates began training on Monday, the striker, who captained France during Euros, will have a few more days off before kicking off his season in Madrid.
This Republican convention will be different. The attempted assassination of Donald Trump will dominate.
And still in sports, stakeholders in sport across the country have continued to pay tribute to the member representing Shikon Kajuru Federal Constituency in Kaduna State, Ekene Adams, who died today at the age of 10. General manager of Kadir City Football Club and Remo Stars of Ikene before winning the House of Representatives election under the platform of Labour Party in 2023. The ex-football administrator's death is the second death in the House of Representatives within a month. And with that, we conclude the news tonight, but before we go, a quick look at the top stories. We told you that Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa at the Special Women's Summit by the National Council for Women's Societies charged parents to caution children and wards as the November governorship election approaches. Ondo State government has promised to create new technical schools towards empowering youth in the state. A head-on collision has claimed 14 lives in Jigawa State. And from the foreign scene, we informed you that anti-government protesters have returned to Kenya Street, demanding the resignation of President Ruto. That's the news tonight. Thank you very much for your time. Good evening.